Right, ladies and gents, as promised, we've got another special guest on the channel today. As discussed before, I'm in a few WhatsApp group, but this one I'm speaking in daily. And what I like is many of us have got or we come from we have different perspectives and different things that we're investing in. But yeah, the guest joining us today, he's very passionate about gold. So yeah, without further ado, and silver.
And also cryptocurrency.
Right.
Yeah, cryptocurrency as well. I'm not as deep as
Roni.
Yeah, I'm not as deep as Roni because he puts in the work.
Yeah.
So he's got the, I call him the king of crypto in our group.
Yeah, no doubt.
The dividends, you and Menelik are the dividends men, innit?
Yeah, we love the dividends.
Yeah, that's it, innit?
But yes, so everybody, this is Darren. And
nice to meet people.
Yeah, this is actually me and Darren's first time seeing each other. We speak amongst, amongst ourselves every day, but this is our first time. So nice to meet you, Darren.
Nice to meet you too. I've seen a couple of pictures of you. That's about it, really.
Yeah, same. Just stuff we post and whatnot. But what I'd really like to know is, because I know, you're passionate on precious metals in general. So what is it that got you looking at that to start with?
I think part of the journey started probably from Robert Kiyosaki, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah.
His second name, but he's quite passionate about gold and silver and being a millionaire in that, or whatever he is. He's very rich, and he was just basically teaching about how the difference between basically what he calls real money and currency. Right. And then from there I went on to Mike Maloney, I think his name is Mike Maloney. And he's the one who made the hidden secrets of money that I was telling you about.
Yeah. And
he teaches, again, the same thing, the difference between real money and currency. So basically that's what got me into gold and silver, because of the difference between real money and currency. And then when I thought about the actual word currency, it actually means, I think, current.
That's exactly what my cousin says to me.
Yeah. So it's some of these English words are blatant, if you know what I'm saying. It's right in your face, but
exactly.
Yeah. So that was one of them, because when you think about it, like paper money, like it changes anyway, doesn't it? Like something will go out of date, the next one will come in, and it loses its value quite a lot over long periods of time as well. So that's why I think they call it currency, because it's meant for the current times. It's meant to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I think it come from. It's currency because it's made for the current times.
See, my cousin tells me, or his version of it is, it's meant to keep flowing. You're not meant to just hold it. You're meant to keep it moving.
That as well,
it flows like current.
Well, yeah. So you could say that to a certain degree, because it does change. Obviously, if you got a £20 note from 20 years ago, even, it's worthless now.
Exactly.
So then it is flowing, it is changing, if you know what I'm saying. So I can see where he's coming from that part. So it's flowing in that, but I think with currency is that if you look at a paper note, I haven't got any paper notes on me, it's only good for current times, because if I pulled out a £20 note now, it's only good for now. As soon as that £20 note, the old paper one, turns into the plastic one, that old if you imagine if you've got that £20 note that changed before, or even a £50 note that changed before, if you're not quick enough to go to the bank and change that, it's worthless.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to flash too much, but I'll do a bit. But this is a piece of gold, and in 1,000 years, this is still going to be worth something. 2,000 years ago, this was still worth something. It never loses its value. That's the difference. Yeah. And that's why Robert Kiyosaki, whatever his name is, calls it God's money. Because this is from the earth. They found it hard to replicate it. And basically you were limited to how much you can bring out the earth as well, if you know what I'm saying. So that's why it's a natural regulator. And that's why it was chosen for money, because it's a natural regulator. You can't just basically put out as much as you want, because you can only put out what there is at that current time, if you know what I'm saying. So that's why I think, I'm not going to skip too much from one thing to another, but that's why I think they have structured Bitcoin with the USP that has got the unique selling point, is that they got a limited amount of it. Because if there wasn't a limited amount of Bitcoin, then it wouldn't be worth nothing.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why they put a cap on it. And if you watch all the other, if you know about cryptocurrency as well, because I'm sure you do know a bit about it, a lot of the main ones have got caps on how many is being produced, if you know what I'm saying. That creates value. If you don't have a cap on it, it doesn't create value. And that's what happens with inflation as well. So the reason why inflation happens, from what I know, is because the more money that's out there, prices naturally go up because there's more money. So basically, if there's loads of money out there, and look, I run a business for a building trade. Now, if loads of people got loads of money and they all are trying to get the same services, if you know what I'm saying, naturally people can push their prices up because there's a lot of money there. They're all trying to get the same services. Now, if there's less money about and people got less money to spend, then it's going to decrease, isn't it? It's going to come down. So that means I have to bring my prices down. So say, I'll give you an example. So say if everyone's got, say 20 grand or whatever, including you, everyone's got their bounce back loans and this and that. There's a lot of money flying about. You want a kitchen done. I can keep my prices up here where they are. Now, everyone's skint and I need to get work still. If I was charging, say, 2 grand to fit a kitchen, I've got to drop that down to 1,500 now. Because there's less money about. And if I don't do that, I'm not going to get no work. So that's how it happens, isn't it? Inflation, and what's the other opposite of inflation? Deflation. Yeah, that's it. So, but I think generally, most people don't really think about these sort of things. All they're thinking about is the current times, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. And that's why I think we don't save money no more either. That was one of my other points I wanted to get with you on, because I think in our parents' times, my dad's like 81 now, and I've got 2 dads. One's 81, like 175, but that's another story. They had more the mindset of saving money. So, or currency, whatever you want to call it. So they're saved to buy it. In our generation, because we've got so much credit, we spend before we've got it, if you know what I'm saying. 100%, yeah. And that's the difference. Who do you know that really see that? Obviously, we got our group, and there's other people that do similar stuff to us. We are now more investors, but none of us are savers, are we? Really? No. If you think about it, that's what I think, me personally. If you say to someone, "Do you save money?" They might have a bit in the bank, if you know what I'm saying, but generally they don't save any cash, because any cash that they've got, or currency, we'll call it currency, they will put that into an investment. I'm sure if you would just leave, if you had 100K, you wouldn't just have that sitting in the bank, would you? No way. And I'm going to be making a video about that as well. I'm going to be making a video about that as well. But no, I'm passionate. There's no way you do that, innit? No, I'm not leaving money in banks. No way. Because what's it going to do for you? Nothing. Exactly. Nothing at all. It's just you're actually gonna lose money, and they're gonna be using it. And like I said, I've got a video coming on that. But yeah, I'm actually against that. So what's the interest rates in banks at the moment? Well, a high interest is 0.5. No, 0.05. And my dad was telling me that back in the day when he was saving money, he was getting like 13-14%. That would be worth it. That's why it was attractive. Exactly. So that's why they would make sense. That's why they were savers, isn't it? Because it was attractive to save. In our day and age now, there's no point saving. And I think most people are probably, I'd say if you had the age group between like 20 and 35, 40, with all the, like the rental cars, the clubbing, the pubbing, the designer clothes with Instagram, trying to look like you're all Gucci'd up when you can't even afford it. Most of it's all on credit, isn't it? Most people ain't really saved for that thing before they brought it. I'm the same as well. When I was a bit younger, I got myself into credit card debt because I had just too much credit. And and you just buy little things, like 3 grand on a holiday. I'm gonna a couple of pairs of trainers. I'm gonna go and get deposit on a car. And before you know it, you're 20 grand in debt.
Exactly. Easily done.
Easily done. But if you earn that money first, or currency, if you earn that first, then I think you have a better lesson in life on the value of money or currency.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I've answered that first question. I'll let you carry on to your next one. We drift too much.